Hi everyone, Kim and I are going live today for our podcast. So hold on a second, she's about to join. Hey Manat, we're going to be talking about what life has been like for us, working and social distancing. Hey, Kim is coming on. And we always have our little third co-host here. Oh no, we're not going to do
Hey.
that. Oh, you're going to go with daddy if that's the case.
Hey, Jalen.
Say hey.
He's just looking like,
I
Mommy, who
know.
is this?
I know. He should be sleeping, but he's not. Everyone is home, of course, so
He's
the neighbors
up
keeping him
and
up.
alert and awake. Okay.
Right, right. I just fed him too, thinking that would knock him down out, but it didn't. Come on, boo. All right, let's play. So, Kim, what's been going on?
I
Social
am
distancing,
here.
girl.
I know. Thank you to everyone that is recently joining. So, guys, this is actually going to be live on our podcast tomorrow. So, we're not going to edit out anything.
Right.
So we're just going to go as is.
This is life for us right
this
now.
is this is the new normal.
The
The
new
new normal.
normal.
All right, so let's officially begin.
But
Hi,
not because I'm a homebody by nature, so this is really not affecting me. It's not affecting me either.
It's not. I'm
I'm
an
an
introvert.
introvert. I'm
I'm
all
an
about staying
introvert.
at the house. I'm with you.
Exactly. So, hey, Shayla. Hi. Good to have you on our podcast live recording. So, you ready to begin, Joanne?
Sure, let's do this.
All right. So, hi, everyone. I'm Kim.
And I'm Joanne, and this is Nutrition Lifestyles with Kim and Joanne.
Yes, it is. So we just wanted to go over a few things with you guys. So this is our live podcast recording, as we stated earlier. So this is the new normal. So Joanne is home with her boys, and as of today, I am working from home. So just to let you guys know, when you hear this tomorrow, the audio quality may not be the best because we're recording this through Instagram Live, of course. And there's kids in the background. I'm pretty sure that Jalen, anytime Joanne starts talking, he's going to start talking too.
Right. He does.
Yeah. So, Joanne, the first question I have for you is what is your new normal? Like, what does that look like since the outbreak?
Well, I'll say this. I'm not gonna, I don't know if I should call it a blessing because this situation that we're all in is not really a blessing in regards to the coronavirus.
That's true.
But because I do have a newborn, a 7-month old now, I haven't been getting, enough sleep because I had to wake up, carpool the other boys to school. I'm not sleeping in the middle of the night because I'm still feeding him in the middle of the night. So with this situation going on, everyone is home. So I'm waking up a little bit later than I used to. Instead of the 5:30 o'clock time frame that we used to wake up, it's a little bit later than that. So I'm sleeping in a little bit more. And, the boys can sleep later, go to bed later at night. So we're not rushing to get everyone in bed. So there is a benefit to this for us. But on the other end, everybody's home. So Mike and I, my husband, we're still working. He's working more than I am. My schedule's a little bit more flexible, but we don't have time to digitally teach our kids, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. Our kids are not technically off from school. They're physically off from school. We don't have
Understand.
patience to do this. We really don't. We really don't.
Understood. I guess for me, my new normal, so I was going to work up until Friday when things change. So the new normal for me, I was still in the hospital, still seeing patients, but the dietitians in our region decided that we weren't going to go into the rooms. We were instead going to call all the patients and document from there. So that was my new normal at work. Pertaining to what I do on a clinical day-to-day basis, but then on like the food service aspect of things, we changed up a bit. So in my hospital, it's only 3 floors. So, we have the ICU on the first floor, and then we have med surg on the second and third floor. So for the second floor, that was our isolation floors. So any patient that was on isolation for whatever reason, it could have been MRSA, it could have been the coronavirus, everyone was on that floor. So what we decided to do, because we normally serve everything on China, I
Mm-hmm.
was like,
Right.
that's not gonna happen. We are going to serve on disposable. Additionally, I was not comfortable with my staff going into the rooms, gowning up, PPEs, hand sanitation, and they weren't comfortable with it either. So like, I totally understand. So that was really the only changes. Fortunately, in the hospital setting where I work, there was no cases of the
Ooh, that's good.
COVID-19 coronavirus. Yeah, so
That
there
you
was
know
none
of.
that I know of, right?
Right.
That I know of. In the hospital down the street now, that's a whole different story because of course it's a larger facility.
Mm-hmm.
I think Becky said something. She said, thankfully, I have a 12-year-old that is independent in learning and she helps the third
Oh,
grade.
girl.
Yes.
That is awesome. That's what I need. My 9-year-old, he's almost there, but he's not quite there. And then I have a kindergarten, a 4-year-old who's just going to pre-K in August this year. So no, my kids are not independent. I don't have that
Oh,
going on at all.
not yet. Not yet. Soon, though. Soon.
But that's what we're doing at my that's what we're currently doing at the facility that I consult at, although I'm not physically there because I'm working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, online for them. We are feeding people through styrofoam plates and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
in China just to decrease the risks of contamination, of any of that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of modifications that have been done in medical facilities, especially nursing homes such as mine,
Mm-hmm.
because of the coronavirus. Because we have to,
Exactly.
now they're screening folks before they come into the building. That's the population
Mm-hmm.
that's at highest risk. So everyone gets screened. And I think it's been about 2 weeks since I've been home. So about 2 weeks ago is when they decided that non-essential, has in like hands-on, because I don't technically need to touch my patients to be
Right.
able to assess them. And so
Exactly.
nurses are more essential than I am. So they are continuing to go, and then I can do my stuff from home. So
Right.
that has been great in that aspect. But yeah, a lot of changes had to be made, to
Exactly.
decrease the risks.
Yeah, like I know in my facility, they stopped all visitors from coming in.
Uh-huh.
Additionally, with the staff is no longer allowed to like go to the cafeteria. So
Ooh.
if they want something, I mean, you have the cash register and then like the executive chef that's standing and says, okay, this is what we have. We have a hot sandwich or we have like whatever they're serving. So they give the order and he goes back and he makes it individually for each person. Like they're not allowed to come and walk around any type of food anymore. So I was very happy for that because I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Because if you get
sometimes
the food area contaminated, the kitchen contaminated, that's it. The
okay,
whole
hey,
building.
hey, Caroline, hey, everyone. So, Caroline, clinic dietitian, she says, same here. It's so crazy to be working from home as an RD. I think this is going to be a game changer for our profession moving forward. Amen.
Right?
Hallelujah.
Right? I so
Amen.
agree with you. I've been saying this. I mean, I feel like we can do a lot of our work virtually, and it helps with overhead, especially for us who have our own practices. We don't have to technically rent out a building and have an office. That
Mm-hmm.
saves us money. And, I've been doing the virtual thing, I feel like, with my private practice side,
Mm-hmm.
99% of the time it's virtually. And I do clinical
Yes.
consulting, but yeah, I agree with you, girl.
Yeah, I'm here laughing because Carolyn says amen for wearing leggings all day, every day. And
Okay.
I'm in leggings right now. I am. But
Right.
I know for me in my hospital, Joanne, I am the first employee that is on home, that's quarantined. So they're just like when I called my regional director who reports to I mean I just went over my hospital's head. I just said, let me call my regional director that reports to the president of the company. And I'm like, I need a computer. And he was like, yeah, no problem, no problem. But like at the hospital level, they're scrambling, trying to figure out what to do. And I'm like, guys, think outside of the box. Just give me a computer. Just give
Right.
me remote access. Easy peasy.
Right.
I know Shayla says, I can agree with that as a therapist. Yeah, Shayla, Shayla is a therapist, so definitely working from home. It does have its pros. It
It
does.
does. It really does. One other thing with the nursing homes, it sucks for them because they don't get that interaction that they usually do during the days. So there's activity departments that usually sets up activities for them. They don't have any more of that going on. They don't have any community
Mm.
dining going on. Everybody's eating in their room. They're only allowed to migrate outside so far and for so long a period of time every day. So there's a lot of restrictions so that they can be restricted, and there's no outside guests coming in.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not said, it's amazing to see how different professions across the board are adapting. Yep, agree. This may become a new normal. I see why not with technology. I agree with you, but not. I mean, there's a lot that can be done. I live in Atlanta, and commuting
It's horrendous.
it's horrible. It's really horrible. And so a lot of the time people can do a lot of their stuff from home. Maybe going into the office instead of 5 days a week, maybe modifying it to 3 or 2 days a week would work a lot for these companies. And they themselves would probably see the money that they're saving and decide
Exactly.
that this is a benefit, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. So I want to ask you another question, Joanne, just switching things a little bit, not really like, I know we're talking a lot about work, but let's talk about real life grocery shopping. Are you
Yeah.
like leaving the house to go grocery shopping?
Listen, I leave the house and I grocery shop. I have a family of 6. Even though the
Uh-huh.
baby, he's not technically eating a lot of food. He just started eating table food, but it's not an abundant amount, of course. So I have 5 other people that really eat. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't just go and buy bird food. Like, I got to buy a lot of food. And I try not to go out for 2 weeks at a time. So, and another reason is because I don't want to bring anything back to my kids. So I go out,
Mm-hmm.
I bring my sanitizing wipe. I wipe down my cart so I can hold on to it and push things around. And then I fill my cart up. I come back home and I head straight to the laundry room, take my clothes off, and head to the shower. Because I don't want to bring
Exactly.
anything back home. I was watching this video of this doctor who was talking about sanitizing the food that you bring back home.
Really?
Like sanitizing, like he had like a cereal box, and he was like, you can either wipe the cereal box down, or you can remove the bag that's inside of the cereal out or whatnot. And that's just a lot of work for me. It's a lot of
Yeah, it
work.
is.
I can't. That's one thing that I don't have the time to do. It's not that I don't have the time. I don't have the enough sanitizer to do all
Right.
that.
Right.
So I mean, it's a lot of that you have to think about that may make you anxious in regards to what you're bringing back home to your house and to your kids. But I take as much precautions as I can. I take as many as I can, and I can only do so much.
I
What about
know.
you?
I know.
What about you? You go shopping?
Yeah, I've actually been going like every week now just to get fresh produce. Because I mean, yeah, I got the canned, I got the frozen, but still I need my fresh. I'm used to
Right.
my fresh. So I've realized that the grocery store where I shop, Publix, which I think it's in the South, they
Mm-hmm.
have they have people outside like wiping on the carts for you.
They do. They do.
Yeah. So I
They
know
do
I go
doing a
in
good
there
job
with
of
my
that.
gloves. I go in there with my mask. As soon as I leave the store, I throw everything away. I get my hand sanitizer, which is in the car, take off my shoes, put on another pair. It's a whole I do everything except the whole PPE, the personal
Right.
protective
Right.
equipment.
Right.
And then when I come home, I'm kind of like, I'm not really like OCD, but constantly I'm taking like the sanitation cloths and wiping down everything
Right.
just to make sure that I'm not like, your cell phone, your remote, your refrigerator, the light switches.
Your doorknob, all
Exactly. Just
that.
wiping down everything.
But not said you see
Um,
people touching the food. I see them too, but not. I see them touching the food and putting it back. And I know,
like
that's something
oranges
that
or
you typically
something.
do. When you're
Like,
shopping
what
for
do you mean?
produce,
Oh,
you
okay.
try to like
Yeah.
feel on it and see. This is not a time I feel like for us to be doing that. Just eyeball your food. Like you better by now know what a honeydew lemon melon or apple that you're about to pick, like you better know what ripe looks like, and don't go touching everything.
Right.
Just pick it up and put it away. And you know what I'm finding myself doing, and I'm not being rude because I do smile and I say hello to people, like, you know, when you're walking down the produce aisle, but I'm not in the mood to have a chit chat with you because I don't want anything that we don't know that you have, that you don't know that I may have.
Right.
I don't know that I may have. So I'm like, hi, you know, I just keep going, or I just smile and I keep rolling. I'm not
learn
to talk.
Learn with Han says, I think the virus is inactivated after 24 hours on surfaces if that helps to soothe anxieties. So Han, let me know the source. Let me know the source, because I think it was 2 weeks ago, Medscape, they put something on their Instagram page that stated like the virus lives on different surfaces for different lengths of time.
Right.
But then yesterday when I went to show my parents that post, they were saying that some of the information in that post is not true, but it wouldn't say specifically like what surfaces, like the hours or the days or whatever. So Han, if you could give us that source, that would be greatly appreciated.
Right, because I agree with you. And I feel like it may be Dr. Anthony Fauci, if that's how you pronounce his name. I think he's the one that was saying some stuff about that. And I remember him saying like cardboard is 3 days. That lives in cardboard for 3 days. So there's, like you said, different surfaces. There's different times that it lives. Banat says she sends her husband. I do the same thing. I try to do the same thing, but I'd send my husband out to get the groceries. I feel like his immune system is stronger than mine, especially since I'm not getting enough sleep. So, you know, sleep affects your immune system. But the funny thing is, when I send him out, something always comes back not the way I wanted it purchased. Like I sent him out yesterday, and he came back with the wrong carrot, ginger, turmeric juice that I sent him to get. So he didn't read my notes because we share an app, like a shopping app, like we update it. And he didn't read the notes on there. And so he came back with the wrong thing. I was like, man.
Nice. So you mentioned carrot, ginger, turmeric juice. So let me know. I know some people are very controversial with natural remedies. Joanne uses natural remedies. I use natural remedies. That's just what we do.
Listen, you know how I feel. I'm very much evidence-based in how I view things, but the evidence doesn't always have to be in the journal for it to be true. Y'all know I'm originally from Haiti. I grew up here in the States, but my upbringing is Haitian Caribbean. And the Caribbean lifestyle is that there are a lot of, you know, herbs and leaves that they use to treat different conditions and to boost your or support your immune system. So, you know, there's a lot of people in our field who don't believe in that stuff, but I do. I do believe in that stuff. And again, I never want to say that medication itself is not a good thing. I just never feel that medication is the first source for us to use in a chronic situation or in a preventative situation. Just like we always say, eat the rainbow, eat the foods to help, you know, keep you healthy. That's another form of that, is eating foods that are high in different, you know, vitamins,
phytochemicals,
have some good antioxidants in them that can help support your body to help it do what it does. Because no matter what we say, we've lived in this world, most of us who are over 30, over 20, our bodies have been doing this, you know, working for a while. So sometimes it does need a little help. It does need a little help. And I'm depleted right now. I just had a baby, 7 months ago, but I'm still breastfeeding. So I have a lot of depletion going on, and I'm trying to keep my system up, you know.
Well,
she said something.
Yeah, Han, learn with Han. Yeah, she said,
go ahead, Kim, because I can't read it well.
Oh, thank you for this source, Han, because we asked earlier for you to, you know, let us know the source. The CDC publishes an article on the 17th of March saying that the COVID can be stable for, quote unquote, several hours to days in aerosols and on surfaces, according to a new study from National Institute of Health. So hours to days. Thank you for that. No, it was helpful, Han. Was helpful. Yeah, that very much was helpful. So back to the natural remedies, guys, I'm a believer in it too. I mean, I'm not if you guys know me in real life, I am not a medications person unless it's like dire need for me. But I'll be honest with you, I'm loading up on my vitamin C. I'm loading up on my elderberry. I have my oil of oregano. I'm
Right.
rubbing in your I'm using like traditional Caribbean stuff, like something that Caribbeans do. I was speaking to a friend of mine, and I'm not a big alcohol. Actually, I don't drink alcohol, but I have my Ray and Nephew rum rubbing up on my skin, you know,
Listen, Caribbeans, they don't be drinking, some of them. Some of them do, like
some of
myself,
them.
drink alcohol, but they don't be drinking, but they be using it on their skin and rubbing it on their feet and stuff. And I'm like, what? What?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I do have a variety. And I mean, I'm not trying to have like, overdo it with my body, but I do have my stuff I take every day, the elderberry,
Right.
vitamin C, oil of oregano. Those are my staples right now.
Right. And for us in Haiti, like we have something that my mom always taught me to do, even during flu season, like regular flu season, is like a tea. She does it so very different than I started doing it recently because I'm wanting my husband and the kids to drink it. So she adds like cloves and garlic and onions and lemongrass and ginger and thyme. I feel like I'm missing something else, like whole, like
Hmm.
I thought, did I go away? I know I have.
You did.
I'm on. My mom called me, and I know I have on Do Not Disturb, but I'm thinking because of the Wi-Fi, because she
Oh,
has an
okay.
iPhone too. That's probably why she got through. But yeah, so
Gotcha.
she blends all that up and takes a spoonful of it every day. I recently
Nice.
started putting it in a tea, like brewing it as a tea and then giving it to the kids and my husband to drink. Instead of blending everything together because they will not, it's not palatable for them. They will not consume that. But yeah, that's something that we do, in Haiti. This is what we do.
Yeah. So Han has a great question. She says, do either of you think now is an appropriate time to use a daily multivitamin?
I think so. I
I'm
think
taking my
so.
multivitamin every day. Actually,
Yeah,
I take my multivitamin every other day. And the reason for that is, y'all, me and my head, me and my brain, there's some multivitamins and minerals, such as iron, that the receptors, like if you take it every other day, it's not gonna, like, only a small percentage is absorbed, but if you take it
uh-huh.
every other day, then like a greater percent is absorbed. So I'm taking mine every other day at
I
this
got
point.
you. I got you. I take mine every day, and I'm still taking a prenatal vitamin because of the fact that I'm still breastfeeding. So the one that I
Right.
take is broken down multiple times a day, like with meals, so that absorption is most likely occurring with me not doing everything all at one time. And I think we should be taking a multivitamin right now, especially us who are darker skinned folks who are at home now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not a lot of people are going outside to get sunlight, and you can walk around your
Right.
neighborhood. My family and I, we try to do that, a few times a week to get the boys out and burning some energy, walking around the neighborhood. We're still social distancing, but we want
Mm-hmm.
to get some time out in the open air. But you're not going to get some of your vitamin D needs being in the house
Right. You're
all day
not. You're
long.
not. You're
You're gonna
definitely not.
you're gonna need to supplement that, and I do that. I take, as a matter of fact, I had my physical last November, and
Mm-hmm.
my vitamin D was super low, so I actually
Mm.
have to take a prescription vitamin D.
Wow.
I'm at like 50,000 I use a week because it's so
Oh,
low.
wow, Joanne. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, guys, let us know in the comment section. I mean, even though this is a podcast recording that we're doing, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask to trained registered
Dietitians.
dietitians, go ahead and ask those questions. So, moving right along. So, I know you stated earlier, Joanne, that you're an introvert. I'm an introvert
Mhm.
too. How do you feel about like this whole entire social isolation and being in the house for 2 weeks? Is it affecting you?
No, not at all. Not at all. My husband and I were both introverts. We don't have no problem. We're used to like sitting on the couch with each other. I may have my legs on him and we don't even say a word. Like we're watching, whatever, or we may be doing our work and we're not really communicating in that sense. We sometimes need our space like that. And
Mm-hmm.
we're used to being introverts. My mom will tell you I was the kid that would be at home in my room with a book in my hand reading something.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been that way. So it doesn't really bother me. Plus, for me, again, I have a full house. So I don't feel like I feel that aloneness that others may be feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I got the kids all day long. I
Yeah.
got something going on. I really don't have any break. I feel like I'll feed them breakfast in the morning, wake up, feed them breakfast. So we're usually eating breakfast now at around 10, 11, right? So we're eating breakfast, um, feed them, get myself something to eat, and then feed the baby. By the time I'm done, it's somebody's already saying, "Can I have a snack? My tummy hurts."
Oh boy.
So, somebody said, "Why wouldn't you only take a vitamin D supplement then?" Are you speaking in regards to like everyone in general, or are you speaking? Because if you're okay, so you can take only a vitamin D supplement if you feel like everything else you're eating, consuming
Right.
your nutrients well. Because right now, some people may not be able to leave the house. They may not have anyone to leave their kids with to go shopping on a regular basis. So they may not be getting all the nutrients that they need, and eating as healthy as one would like to. So a multivitamin would be the way to go. And some people do
Correct.
have to do a multivitamin with vitamin D in addition if you are deficient based on any testing that you may have done. So it
Right.
differs from person to person. This is true.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to say with that, I always think that the multivitamin is the best route, me personally, unless it's like, a situation like Joanne's where her physician put her specifically on vitamin D, because the different vitamins and minerals interact with one another. For
That's right.
instance, iron is best absorbed with something that has vitamin C.
That's
Vitamin
right.
A is best absorbed with something that has zinc in it. So just to take something that has vitamin D, you don't know what other, I mean, I got to go look back in my book, but it interacts with different things to enhance absorption. So I hope
That's right.
that answered your question.
This is true.
So for those of you just coming on now to our Instagram live, if you have any food and nutrition related questions that you want to ask us while you're on quarantine or yourself like social distancing, not going outside, go ahead and ask those. So I know for me, I'm not missing any in-person interactions. I'm missing it, but not missing it at the same time because I feel like, okay, like the government's telling me, Kim, you can't go to church, you can't go to Disney, you can't go see a basketball game, because, I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida. So I'm feeling I'm missing that aspect of it because I don't like to be told where I can and can't go.
Right.
So, but other than that, if they wouldn't have put these restrictions in, I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, well, I'm just going to
Right.
stay in. But seeing that there are these restrictions, I'm
Uh-huh.
just like, okay.
It's messing with your head. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
messing
kind of
my head.
you don't know what you're missing until you can't do it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they're telling you you can't do it, that's when you want to go out and do all these other things.
Exactly.
Um, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like we need to do what they tell us to do if we want to get out of it.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I know a lot of people are not. I see videos all over the place with people having parties and doing all sorts of
Girl.
stuff. And I'm
Oh my
like,
goodness.
listen,
There was this
listen.
case. I was speaking to one of the nurses at the competing hospital. This ain't HIPAA related because I don't even know who the patient is. But there's this little 3-year-old boy, and some of his family members went on a cruise. So, like, a whole bunch of them gathered together at someone's house, and the little boy ended up with the Rona.
Oh no.
And I'm just, it's just so sad. It really is.
I was supposed to be on a cruise right now, as you know.
Yes.
We were supposed to have left on Saturday for Florida, and we would have left today, is the 30th, right? We would have left today. I had family coming in from San Diego. My mother-in-law was turning 70. My 99-year-old grandfather, my husband's grandfather, he was coming with
Hmm.
us. I mean, we were gonna have a great time. People from Canada and New York were coming, and It got
It
ruined by
ain't
the
happened.
virus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It
I
happened.
don't
Did they
know
give
that we would be going on a cruise anytime yet this year.
did they give you a refund?
Not yet.
Oh
Not yet.
yes. Keyword.
Not yet. We
Keyword.
have not seen it yet, but they said they will. Carnival. It was Carnival, and they said that they would. They said that they would be giving us everyone who was supposed to be going on this date their money back. So
Okay,
we're
that's
waiting and
good.
seeing. We're waiting and seeing. You know what I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention when we were talking about the vitamin stuff. You remember that article I sent you about the doctor who is giving his patients, what was it,
Vitamin
like
C.
1,500 milligrams of vitamin C
Yep.
intravenously in the
Yep.
hospital in New York. He is going by some study that France did, and
Mhm.
that was progressing, promising, I should say. And he was saying that the people who had the vitamin C and those who did not, in regards to
Mhm.
treating corona, did better off than those who did not receive it. So,
Nice.
we got to think outside the box with this thing because no one
We
knows
do.
what the
We
treatments
do.
are, and they're just taking it day by day, you know?
Right, right. So I'm just here thinking to myself, like, guys, we're not telling you because I saw the other day Trump was talking about some medication. These people from their fish tank
Girl,
took it. We're not telling you to go take intravenous vitamin C. We're not telling you to
surely
go to the
am
store.
not. I am not a
We are
doctor.
not. Yes, we're
Not a
just letting you
doctor at
know
all.
what this particular physician is doing in New York.
Right. We don't know
That's
exactly.
all.
I'm just telling you what I read in the article that he wrote. We are not telling y'all to go do that. Please don't.
Not at all. Not at
Don't
all.
do it. So, guys, the moms out there, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what you guys are doing. This is a whole different ball game for us moms. And, I thought that I would be able to cook more. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to cook more. Because I feel like I have an active restaurant going on here. That's how I felt the first week because I was cooking so often and I was so overwhelmed trying to keep up with the work that I usually do, consulting and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided that I was gonna have to do some, meals that were like quick and put it in the microwave, like one pot meals, one pot, not pot, one tray meals. Like I'll put everything on a tray, pop it in the oven and bake it. So I found
Oh.
like these chicken nuggets that are pretty cool, don't have a lot of crap in it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I use that. I put some carrots together and I sprinkle some salt, some garlic seasoning on there. Sometimes I'll do cinnamon depending on how I feel that day. And then I'll do like some tater tots and I'll pop all that in the not in microwave, in the
In the
oven.
oven. Mm-hmm.
And one time bake everything together. We're good to go,
Nice.
which is
I'm
quite
making a lot of
different.
soups. What about soups? I'm making a lot of soups right now.
Are you?
Onion and garlic filled soups.
It's getting hot over here, so I was
Yeah,
doing
it's
soup
hot here
before, but
too.
it's getting a little hot over
Yeah.
here.
It's hot here too, but for some reason that's all I feel. That's all I feel to
You
eat,
want to be
just
able to,
soups.
but I bought ingredients for soup. I still have stuff for soups here in my
Mm-hmm.
fridge because I was thinking of all the things that I could make. And y'all know, based that video I made the other day with my Instapot. My Instapot is
Yes.
my good friend now. So I'll put stuff in there and be on my way. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
mean we have
speak
to make so many changes.
definitely. So speaking about nutrition, right? Like, I know like my whole entire routine is messed up. Like before I used to do like a lot of high intensity interval trainings, but now I'm feeling like more compelled to stay inside. So what advice would you give someone to, how to maintain their health, how to maintain their weight? Even though I know here on Instagram, on social media, it's, just go ahead and eat this cookie, eat that donut, etc. We spoke about that numerous times in various podcasts. But now is a time where we kind of need to eat for strength. We need to
Right.
eat for our health. So, what advice would you give to someone who is looking to stay healthy and not 10 pounds while in isolation? It's real.
I would say keep the mentality that you're on the same, like you're at work, like the same routine. We tend to graze a lot when we're bored. You're bored,
Hmm.
you go
Yeah.
to the pantry, you open it up, you try to see what's available, you come back an hour later, do the same thing. Try to keep the mentality of not grazing and eating
Mm-hmm.
foods that are going to keep you fuller longer, like we always say, something
Right.
that is higher in fiber. Add fats to your food. Don't eliminate fat. Fat
Right.
is good for you, just not too much of it, and the good kind of fats, of course.
Right.
But
And
I still eat. I try to eat as best as I can the way that I usually. I'm different because of the way my schedule was. I wasn't in an office
okay.
every day. I was home most of the time, so this is kind of normal for me and how I eat. Now, when it comes to exercising, that has changed because I had an exercise routine when the kids were at school. I would work out at around 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I would be good for the day. But now I had to change that. So it changes from day to day. Some days I'm going out for a walk with the kids, or on
Mm-hmm.
Saturday we were racing. I was racing them boys. Okay, I can say with some of them. I was racing the kids. So, or, I'll go out by myself with the baby because then I can do it a little bit faster pace. And then I have a little gym set up here at the house. So use that.
Nice.
So I benefited a little bit better on this situation because I had a lot of the dependent on myself kind of setup in my house instead of depending on,
A gym or yeah.
gym and all that stuff. Right.
Right. And
Hmm.
guys, for those of you that go to the gym, I don't know for y'all, but for me, push-ups. Even though I be struggling, push-ups are like a full body exercise. So along with all that Joanne said, one thing that I would add is I found out a lot of my clients and patients confuse hunger with thirst. So making sure that you're staying hydrated, that you're drinking adequate fluids in between meals. It doesn't have to be
True.
water.
Right.
It could, if you want like a little pizzazz, sometimes I do some juice with like a little what is it? What's that water called, Joanne? That fizz water? Club
Period.
soda. Yeah, Perrier. I didn't want to say the brand. Y'all need to give me royalties, by the way. But club soda, just to give it like a little pizzazz, but just making sure you're definitely staying hydrated.
Yeah, I'm a fan of sparkling water. I love sparkling water. But yeah, I often do that. And you see, I have my little jug here. I'm trying to stay hydrated with my little water thing. But
Mm,
I'm often dehydrated because I'm breastfeeding a lot.
mm,
And so that on top of my normal water hydration needs, I got to keep up. I got to keep
right,
up as best as I can. So yeah, we
exactly.
often do confuse hunger and thirst. So
We
making sure you
do.
stay hydrated, and also because of the fact people are more sedentary now, they don't think that they're thirsty. They don't feel the need for hydration. Just
Hmm.
like you would, how when you're in the pool all day, you don't think that
Yeah,
you need to be hydrated, but you do. You still need to be
exactly.
hydrated.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, last question, and for you guys coming on, if you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in that comment section and we'll answer them for you. What are you doing to maintain your mental sanity?
I lock myself in my room. I do that. I was doing that even before. I'm
So
the
that's
only
your
girl
safe
in this
space.
house. I have a safe
Uh-huh.
space. I'm the only girl in this house. So I'll go with the baby. I'll bring the baby with me and we'll just be in there on our lonesome and I'll chill out. That's extroverts they thrive on people to people connections and
Right,
whatnot. I
right.
get drained by that. I can put on a show now. I can go out to a party. I
Yeah.
can be an extrovert, but it will drain me when I get home. I need my quiet time in my quiet space.
Hmm.
But like I said, the first week it was very overwhelming because we had so much work that we had to do for the boys. And throughout the day, we had a parent teacher meeting on Zoom with all the parents and the
Hmm.
kindergarten teachers because I have two school age kids. And the parents, well, one of the parents was like, listen, y'all, with these emails, like we get emails, like 12 emails a day. It's
Really?
overwhelming. It would make you anxious because you're like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up. What am I missing? What am I this? What am I that? So they've done better.
Ah.
The second week they did a little bit better with that, but the first week I was quite overwhelmed. And my husband, he is very nonchalant. Like as an introvert, he's very lax. Like things don't phase him
Bother
like it does
him.
me.
Hmm.
So he's like, babe, it is what it is. If they if we can't get to it, we can't get to it. You gotta understand, like we still are working. Like we can't teach the kids all day long. It is what it is. So I had to realize that, and that's the perfectionist in me that was coming out, trying to get everything done the right way. And then week 2, I had to say, bump that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do my work. I had my consulting stuff to do, and I had to just focus on that and get to them, the kids, their homework when I could.
Exactly. I would agree with you. Like for me, my safe space currently is my bedroom. So, I mean, it's easy for me just to lay in bed all day and have my computer there, work from home, turn on Netflix on the computer. It's so easy. So I know for me, I have been speaking on the phone a lot less to individuals because I'm just enjoying this time. I'm enjoying this time by myself. That may sound selfish, but for the introverted person, you need to recharge. And it's just taken me a while to recharge. It's been like a month now, and I still haven't recharged. But I would say like the only people I'm really speaking to FaceTime is not even my parents. It's more so my nieces because my nieces are extrovert. Well, one of them is extroverted. So she's just like, okay, auntie, like, okay, when you coming to get me? And I'm like, baby, I'm on quarantine. Like, I can't, I can't see you. So yeah, it's just, I'm enjoying this time. I really am.
I am. I mean, it sucks that this is what has caused us to be enjoying this time. That really sucks. And my heart goes out every day to people who are being diagnosed, who have family, who have passed because of this. It is a horrible situation for them. And we pray that, none of us in our families don't get touched by this at all. But I mean, this kind of situation it makes people think of what's more important, what you should be thinking more about, more so than monetary things and going out all the time and doing this. Your family should be, most important. So the people who are under this roof with me right now are most important. My mom is in Orlando, Florida. She doesn't live in Georgia. So that kind of sucks because I actually
Orlando's a hot spot.
I was like, Mommy, I think I need you to get a suitcase ready because I think I was telling her, I think you need to get on out. And she was like, no, I'm not gonna, because she works in a nursing home down there also. She's like, I'm not exposing my grandkids. I'm not coming up. I don't know what I have. So she didn't want to come up.
Yeah. Let's talk about how jacked up it is. It's jacked up, but it's not jacked up at the same time because like essential staff, nurses, doctors, respiratory therapists, people that clean these rooms, environmental services, the people that serve the food to these individuals, it's jacked up, but it's not jacked up at the same time that, they're having to serve these populations. But I think like on the hospital level, you don't want the staff to get sick because then the numbers start dropping. But at the same time, like I know one of the hospitals here in my area, like a lot of the nurses are saying, well, I was exposed, and a lot of the hospitals aren't doing testing, bless you, because there's no symptoms shown. And it's very well known right now. You don't have to have the symptoms for you to have, active full-blown COVID. So I know, I definitely understand what you're saying that, hoping and praying that none of our family members and also our friends and coworkers in the healthcare services do get the COVID-19.
And I think it depends on what region you're at because I have family, like I said, in the California, San Diego area, and they're in the health field. And with the situation that's going out there, if you have a patient that has COVID-19, you're not put in quarantine. You come back the next day and you work again because we're lacking in healthcare workers because people are actually falling and getting sick. So unless you're actually sick, actively sick, you're still coming and working.
Exactly. So with that being said, do you have any closing thoughts, Joanne?
Woo, child. Like I said, this is an ongoing situation. I feel like every day something new, some new rule is put out, something new is said. So we just got to keep our mindset. And I have to remind myself of this, to take everything by the day and just get through the
Right.
day. Make sure you get your family situated with the things that you need. You go out and practice social distancing. We do need to practice that social distancing, y'all, because we're not gonna get out of this
No, we're not.
unless we're doing what the experts are telling us to do. And I'm gonna listen to what they're saying, because to me it makes sense. It makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. It's not something
It
that's
does.
like that makes no sense. It makes sense what they're saying. So
Right.
breathe, especially for the
Yes.
mamas. Breathe. Find time for yourself. Don't let the kids' schooling overwhelm you. You know, do what you can and then move on.
Right. So, guys, we thank you so much for joining us for our first podcast recording of Nutrition Lifestyles with Kim and Joanne. So, this podcast will be live on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify tomorrow. And then, additionally, to watch the replay of the video for the next 24 hours, it's going to be on Joanne's channel, or it's going to be on my YouTube, Kim Rose Dietitian, on Friday. So, as usual, remember to give us a 5-star rating, because that's how individuals find out about our podcast, and also leave us a review. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until
Bye,
then, bye
guys.
guys.
This was so much fun. Bye.